Hello and welcome to a look at K240 for the Amiga, a game that was released by Gremlin. I tried various ways of doing the coverage of this video, or this game even, and I ended up deciding on doing a live recording, and we'll see how that pans out. It's just easier to go as you play instead of trying to edit something together and then do an after commentary. The setting is that sector K240 has been deemed unsafe for quite a while, and then now it has been opened up for mining purposes, and you have to go and mine different asteroids for minerals and sell them to Tetracorp. But of course, it's not going to be that easy. If you just did it by yourself, it would be too easy, I suppose. So aliens will be involved, and depending on how the game starts up, you can be close or not very close to your opponent, and it can make a huge difference in how the game plays out. Every single time you start a game, you can play the same difficulty level 15 times and it will be randomized to a certain point. The first asteroid always seems to have the same resources. I've checked a handful of times and it seems to be very consistent. Before we get started, technical stuff, we can do that. The graphics are bare-boned. This is a strategic game. It probably qualifies as a 4X, but barely. So the graphics are not great, it's functional, but it's perfectly fine for the game type. The same goes to the sound. There's various different sound effects, and they are, again, not spectacular or special, but they serve their purpose. And of course, there's a bit of speech, letting you know about certain events and that kind of stuff, and it's, again, functional. There are certain things I would have liked to have spoken alerts of, which are not given, but by and large it causes you to pay attention to certain things. In order to start this game, if you just click on end here, it will start against alien level 1. But to give you an overview of how that's going to pan out, I'm just going to go into the alien screen where you can select the different aliens to play against, but this will be Alien 1. Like tyrant insects, they operate as a hive intelligence, protecting their egg-laying queen. Their actions are very predictable. Difficulty, easy. So that suits me fine for the purpose of this video. Last minute intelligence, look for the pattern in enemy attacks. It's very predictable. You're given the following equipment: gravity nullifier. Right. So, pause. The game field, we have our transporter here, which is capable of transporting stuff, surprise, but it's also capable of establishing new colonies, but it's not something we're likely to have to worry too much about in this video. I'm going to be playing for about half an hour or so and see how much can get covered. But the thing is, this menu, which you open with right-click, contains save information, save thing, whatever, information, military command, whatever. Asteroid view, asteroid field view. This is demolition, which I didn't want. Build menu, pause, and exit. The game is lovely enough to allow you to drag these out, which is always nice. But let's just get this one out as well. So, we start with our first building, which is a CPU, colonist protection or preservation unit, I'm fairly sure it's called. And by no, I didn't want to demolish, should probably do something like that instead. By clicking on that, you can see population 52, max 100. It can contain 100 individuals. You do not produce your own population. That kind of activities has been outlawed in the asteroid fields for safety reasons, apparently. But of course, as more workmen or work individuals, I should say, because it could be male or female, become aware of the job opportunities, you will acquire more people. You can control it directly by not building more habitats, then they can't join the colony. We have a surplus of 52 because we've got no one working at the moment because we haven't got any active buildings. And then radiation, there will always be a radiation level. Anything below 40 is perfectly acceptable, but you don't want it to be much higher. You can build buildings that will counteract that, and we'll get to that momentarily. PAFW is an acronym that is on display in the asteroid field view. And as long as they're all green, everything is fine. If they're orange, you are spending more than you are producing. And if they're red, you're not producing anything. And that's not good. The CPU will provide 8 power, a certain amount of air, a certain amount of food, and a certain amount of water. These 3 values will deteriorate over time. And while it gives you a bit of a breathing space to get started, you need to build buildings that will provide these kind of amenities in order to keep the colony going. It's not critical because, of course, your surplus is quite big, but it is worth being mindful of the fact that it will deteriorate over time. You can get a listing of all the buildings we have available, or we have built on this asteroid. Some of them has to be bought from SciTech, which I will get into visiting at one point or another. But as you can see, there's a handful of different buildings available. You can also rename it. So let's just rename this home. Why not? So this is a mining colony, of course. So we need to build some mines. But I like to build the storage facility first. Protect the storage towers shouldn't be necessary for this, but you enter the build menu and then you select whatever building you want to build and then you click the exit. Now you can place it anywhere on the asteroid with flat space. But if you hit spacebar, you get into a tactical view so you can actually get a better idea of where you're placing them. Of course, funds, I forgot that. Because funds are fun. Anyway, in the tactical view is much better for placing buildings. One thing I will say up front I find extremely annoying about this game is that you cannot dismiss a building. So if you try to click on something like the CPU and get the information, and you click right next to it by mistake, you automatically build whatever building you have selected. You cannot cancel it before it's been built, so you have to wait for it to be built and then demolish it. And I find it very annoying that you don't have the option to dismiss the building completely. But irrelevant information, we can get a bit of information about what kind of resources we have available to mine. As you can see, there are quite a few different ore types. They're color-coded based on what mine type they need to be mined. You have access to 2 mines by default, and then there's a third one that you have to buy the blueprint for to obtain the 2 most expensive ores. It's not relevant for now, but it's worth being mindful of. From time to time, an Imperial transporter will come around, and you can sell whatever ores you have spare for cash, of course, which you can use to build stuff and that kind of good things. But a lot of the stuff you need to build, not so much buildings, but vehicles, missiles, I'm saying ships, missiles, and that kind of stuff, they will actually require a certain type of ore or multiple types of ores. And while it's very, very tempting to sell the expensive ores, it is worth trying to pay attention to what you might need so that you don't want to build a certain building and then you can't build it because you have blown all your ore or sold it. You can always get cash if you need a building here now. Having access to that building is more important. Dragonium is used for the space dock, which is probably not going to be featured in this video, but it requires 20 of Dragonium, so even though it is the most expensive ore we have available to sell, it's something we would want to keep an eye on holding onto. Anyway, economy analysis, financial fund status. This is something that it's cute, but it's a bit I wouldn't say well convoluted. I think you have your money, which is depending on the color, will either be 5k, 100k, or 1 million. And then you have 4 different construction budgets, or budgets I should say, for construction, vehicles, intelligence, and missiles, and you can probably gather what they are meant for. But you need to allocate funds to the different sections in order to be able to do what is related to those kind of things. So if you're trying to build some craft, you need to have funds in the vehicle part. I don't know why they decided to do this. It's completely and utterly meh, but whatever the case. We will allocate 200,000 into construction. So we decided on doing that. And then we need to build storage and just put it there for now. Thank you. Then we need to build some mines, of course. So let us do just that. One, two, three, 4. I like building 4 of each. One, 2, 3, 4. Come on. 4. So, if you click on the CPU, it takes some time for the buildings to get built, of course, but we will start running out of power at one point or another, so we probably need to compensate for that. But we'll probably want some power storage before we do too much. Why not? Place it there. And then we can start building some. You have various different options. Solar panels compared to solar generators. The price difference is much better off just building these from the beginning. So space we can't use otherwise. Let's see. Let's just place them there. So, switching away from the tactical view, you can see the scaffolding of the different buildings, and if you left click and hold down the button, you can see how long it takes for the building to be built. So, we are now producing a bit more power. Let's build some of the other things that we will likely need. Decontamination filters, special energy fields to lessen the penetration of radiation into counter buildings might be a good idea. I will be building in tactical mode because I don't want to risk misplacing buildings. So you can put you there. Security center and medical center, we don't technically need them. Resi blocks is residential areas, and we don't want any more of those, at the moment at least. That one we want. Protected environmental control. Let's just build that one here. And then we can build the other things that we will need. Life support. There. And some food. Empire sends you reinforcements. Okay, cool. Let's place that there. Why not? Another thing we need to build is we need to build a lot of things, but for the moment I should probably get that one to build sensor array. Throw it out there. Come on. It's very, very finicky about where it wants things built. Oh, we're good. And then we want one more thing early on. The one blueprint we were given. You can set up shortcut keys for this, but I am not particularly fussed about it right now. Oh, is it? Come on. There we are. So, our buildings are set up. We might need to build a bit more power unit things. We'll see when they are all online. We have a surplus of 12. That's perfectly fine. Security is basically a warning of if you have too many, a high population and no security center. That's basically the review of your overall security of your colony. If it says something else but asteroid secure, you should probably do something about it. But we're perfectly fine for the moment. See, this little baby costs 35,000 to build, and if you accidentally click anywhere here, we build another one. And as I was saying, I'm not the biggest fan of it. So, okay, we're good for the moment. Let's go to the asteroid field view. You can see these blue dots. They are the reinforcements we were just told about. They will come into our, or they will arrive in our little thing here called home. So, let's just go and wait for them. That means the Imperial transporter should be arriving shortly as well. Are we looking for power? Okay, at the moment. Are we looking for ores? The ores, by the way, they are being mined randomly. So unless you only have one of the special type of ores, it will just randomly mine stuff. Can be a bit annoying when you're after a specific type of ore, but it's fine. It works. Are we looking for our construction funds? We still got plenty of money. I wonder. No, not fuss around with that now. So, we got some ships. That's what I wanted to do. Let's get some landing pads.
Asteroid discovered.
Okay, our sensors are now active. Cool. So, come on. So it looks for power. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Let's go and see.
Asteroid discovered.
Cool. The gravity nullifier prevents asteroids from basically bashing into your asteroid, which is nice. So well worth getting early if you don't get it given. And
Asteroid discovered.
oh, okay, cool. And get it built, because having an asteroid smacking into your asteroid is not particularly good for your colony. I'm just saying.
Attention.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything I want from SciTech?
Welcome to SciTech.
You can buy various different blueprints, and they will be delivered with the Imperial transport. So you can buy the blueprints 1 second before the Imperial transport arrives. You will bring the blueprint. I'm just is there anything specific I want? This is a nice thing to have, but we don't need it at the moment. How much is that? No, expensive. It's basically a building shield thing. Too expensive. Yeah, I think we're good for the moment.
Asteroid discovered.
Oh, cool. It's quite busy, huh? The reason, by the way, yes, it is a bit noisy when it arrives. The reason I'm being an idiot here. We need to build another building. Haha. Here we are. Command center. We need a command center in order to
discovered.
go. In order to command our craft and that kind of stuff. So I was trying to avoid a wonky location, but it can be very, very, very finicky as to where you need to click in order to place a building. But anyway, you need the command center in order to control the ships things. So what I meant to do was
radiation warning.
Okay, it's cool. We're fine. Click on the Imperial Transporter, and then you can select which ores you want to sell. You should be able to safely sell these. Just right click to transfer, and they will take off at one point or another, and as soon as it takes off, we will get the money for all of the ores we are selling. Simple as. So, how long will that command center? I can't do that with the ship. Pointer, 6 days. Okay. Still can't do that. Did we get any scout ships? Nope. Got an assault fighter. Yeah, well. You need scout ships in order to...
Attention.
Yeah, you can just leave. In order to get information of which type of ores there might be at an asteroid or on an asteroid. And sometimes the reinforcements you are given can include scout ships, but we just got some random fighters which are patrolling our asteroid, which is, I suppose, is always nice.
Resource deficiency.
That's what I was afraid of, yeah. If we go into the satellite view, asteroid view, you can see now that the P is orange because we are spending more than we are producing. But we can do something about that by quickly building another power generator thing. Yeah. Come on. Put up. There. Yeah, there. Because we need to build our own scouts apparently. It's rather annoying, but it is what it is. Construction yard. See if I can place it somewhere where it doesn't look stupid. Yeah. Well, of course I couldn't. There's one thing where I think it's too finicky. And then we need, in order to actually build vessels, we need a weapons thing. There we are. Building. Sorry, but I felt I had to cut the video at one point or another because I only intended this video to be 30 minutes long at the most, and playing a game of this type, I went completely overboard, which is something that is not uncommon when you start playing these type of games. The game is never intended to be a review overview kind of thing, which I normally do. It is more intended to be a taster, teaser kind of thing. I'm wondering if there's any interest in me doing more of this. If there is, I will happily do so, but at the same time I will also retain the right to say if there's only limited to none or no interest even, I will spend my time elsewhere. I will always state that I make these videos because I enjoy making them, but at the same time a game of this type takes a lot of time and effort, and I would rather spend the time and effort on other things if people don't want to watch that. I can do a quick overview kind of thing here towards the end. I know I talked about graphics and sound and that kind of stuff at the start, but the gameplay is very similar to other games of this type, where you start with a colony, city, base, whatever, and then you build it up. You build up your infrastructure, making sure that that is a set, and then you start worrying about offensive and defensive structures and that kind of stuff, and then you locate the enemy and start going out and try to punch them in the face before they do it to you. Beyond that, the uniqueness of this game is definitely the setting. The fact that you're basically flying around in an asteroid field trying to colonize asteroids and mine the daylights out of them. And once you've emptied the asteroids, you just move on, rinse, repeat, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, getting rid of the aliens present in the process. I bought this game many years ago, and I played it, I wouldn't say quite a bit, but I played it a decent amount. Never had to get around to completing one of the difficulty levels at all, because the game has random occurrences, and one of those random occurrences cost me very, very dearly. And I just thought, nope, don't want to waste time on that kind of crap. I'm more than willing to waste time on that kind of crap now than I was when I was about 30 years younger. But as I said, if there's interest, I will do so, and if there's zero to none, I will spend my time elsewhere. For those of you who may, I'd say, have reached this point of the video, I can say thanks for watching. Take care, and let me know if there's any interest. Bye bye for now.